if you have an old car and you have old Tach technology, which of course this is apparently this is a 69 AMX, and it happens to have what's called a current driven tachometer, which makes it non-compatible with Pertronix HEI ignition systems. So if you upgrade your ignition on any of these older cars, including I believe Ford also uses current driven Tachs. So normally you've got to disconnect the Tach or you burn it up, and then your Tach is just dead in your car after you upgrade your ignition. So found this wonderful company that makes what's called a TachMatch, and it's this universal circuit that lets you adapt almost any Tach input to almost any of the traditional Tach outputs. So it'll do the vintage voltage only, it'll do the current driven, and it will also adjust tachometers for if you had a Tach that was designed for a 4-cylinder, you can actually trick it, tell it that you've got a Tach. Basically it'll readapt and adapt it so it'll put out it'll match your 4-cylinder to an 8-cylinder, 8-cylinder to 4-cylinder, whatever. So I found out that basically this thing works. I'm about ready to hardwire it in, but I did temporarily hook it up just to see. I've got it set for the current mode, and I'm basically connecting to the old Tach wires, which are right here. One of them basically just gets fed with 12 volts usually, and then the other side would have come off the coil side, which would be much lower current. So you can't use that anymore, because if you feed that Tach 12 volts, you're going to smoke it. So I'm just going to take these two wires. I'm going to wire them up to my TachMatch, because these two wires pretty much home run behind the dash. One goes to the negative side of the Tach, and the other one goes to the positive side. The negative side ends up tying to the TachMatch output, and this just powers one side straight to switch 12 volts. And then for the current mode, they send you this nice high current resistor, because in current mode, if you don't put this resistor in, it basically will smoke your tachometer also. So this is used if you've got a current driven style Tach. So man, I thought I was going to have to abandon the Tach, go with some aftermarket who knows what, and then take the originality out of this car. So these guys, thanks to them, I don't have to. I can keep my old traditional Tach, match it, connect it in, and all will be working again, and with a high energy Pertronix ignition system. So hopefully there it is, all tied in. They actually recommend installing it inside the car, but all of my wiring, I kind of wanted to keep it factory, so I used the factory wires that went from the Tach into the engine compartment and connected them to the TachMatch, and then tied the negative output like you normally do new Tachs to the coil, connected to the TachMatch. TachMatch then feeds it back to the original tachometer.